So we're going to start off with the rear wings first. So to do this, we're going to go over to offset plane. And we're going to select the middle of the car there. Okay, so that's the middle plane there. And we're going to grab that and drag it over. Alright, so this is going to be negative 32.5. Press enter. Alright, and that'll take us back to the edge of the car over here. And then we're going to go to create sketch. Alright, and we're going to select that work plan that we just created. Alright, so we're going to zoom into the rear of the car here. Alright, and to make the rear wing, we're going to use, we're going to go to create first and then use the slot feature here. Alright, I'm going to make a center to center slot. Alright, so I'm just going to select just an area around here. Doesn't really matter where you select. Okay, now from the two center points, alright, we can make these, I'm going to do 14 millimeters. Alright, press enter. Okay, and now as you can see, it's going to create that slot for me. So for us, we can just change this one to 5 millimeters and press enter. Okay, and that's the slot. Alright, so what we can do is put a few dimensions here to get it into a certain position to start off with. So we can go to sketch dimension. We can go from the back of the car, so click, to this point here. And I'm just going to move it up here. Alright, so we can make this one 8 millimeters. Alright, and then from this point to the top of the car, and I'll move the cursor over here and select. Alright, we can make this one 8 millimeters as well. Enter. Awesome. Alright, so that rear wing is done. Alright, so we're going to go finish sketch. I'm going to click on this corner here just to rotate the model around. Okay, now we can go to extrude. Alright, and we're going to extrude this so it's going into the car body there. So the best way to look at this is to go onto the back view. Alright, and we can start to see how far across it's coming. So I'm going to grab that arrow and I'm going to drag it so the whole entire wing is inside of the car body there. So at the moment 22 millimeters looks good. Alright, so if you're not sure how far to pull it, alright, 22 millimeters should be fine, so you can just type that in. Alright, but as you know, if it's red, it's cutting. And you can see that here. So we need to make sure this is joined. Alright, like I said, if you're not sure, you could just type in 22 millimeters just to be safe. Alright, press enter. And that should be your rear wing done. Alright, awesome. So, just going to zoom out, select this corner here. Cool, so that's the rear wing finished. Now we want to make a front wing. Alright, so we're going to do the exact same thing that we just did before. Alright, I'm going to go to offset plane. I'm going to select the center line of that car again. There it is. Alright, and then once again, this is going to be minus 32.5. Enter. Alright, and I'm going to start a sketch on that work plane again. Alright, I'm just going to zoom into the front of the car here. So, what we can do for this one is we can get a circle tool. Alright, and once again, I'm going to just make two random circles to start off with. So, roughly about here. I'm going to make this one 10 millimeters. And I'm going to get the circle tool again, and roughly around the front here, I'm going to make this one, we'll do 4 millimeters. Okay, now we're going to go to sketch dimension, and we're going to go from the center of this circle to the bottom, and I'll just click over here. Alright, so we're going to make this one 5 millimeters so it touches the bottom. Alright, then we're going to go from the center of this circle to the bottom of the car, and we're going to make this one 2 millimeters. Alright, so they should be touching the bottom of the car. Alright, we're going to go from this center point of the circle to this center point of the circle, and I'm going to make this one 12 millimeters. Okay, and then I'm going to go from the front, well, the center point of the front part of your wing to the front of the car. Alright, and we're going to make this one 4 millimeters. Awesome. Alright, so they're all in place now. What we can do is we can use the line tool to join up the middle point, so down here at the bottom of the circle. I'm going to click and I'm going to move over to the middle point of the the bottom of that front circle. Okay, so they're joined together. Now what we can do is the same thing. We're going to go from the top of this circle over to the top of that circle. Okay. Alright, so what we're going to have to do is tidy this up a little bit. So we're going to go to the trim tool, and we're going to remove the top part of this circle here that's getting cut off. Alright, and we're going to remove this line here that we no longer need, or this part of the circle. Alright, and we don't need that semicircle there as well. Okay, so we want this to be a complete shape. Alright, ignore this line here. That line is just from this dimension. Okay, so don't worry about those lines. So that line there actually doesn't exist. As you can see, it doesn't highlight. Okay, like these other lines do, because they actually exist. Alright, so if you've got something like that, don't panic, it's just from a dimension. Alright, the next thing we're going to do is use the tangent tool. So click on that one, and we're going to select this semicircle. Alright, click that one, and now I'm going to click over to this line. Okay, you can see now they line up perfectly. Okay, we just need to do the same for the front. So we're going to click on this one to this line. Okay, now you can see it's a nice, perfect shape all the way around. Once again, that is just from the dimension. You can see there's an arrow pointing here, an arrow pointing there, and it's 4 mil. So yeah, that's not a line, so don't stress about that. Awesome. Alright, so that's done. So we're going to go to finish sketch. And I'm going to click on the corner of the box here. Alright, I'm just going to zoom out a little bit. Alright, so we need to extrude. Okay, and once again I'm going to click on the front of the car this time and zoom in a little bit, and I'm going to grab that arrow and drag it across. Okay, and you can see that it's almost meeting up to the body there. Alright, what we can do is go all the way across. Alright, so I might get you guys just to type in 20 to make it a bit easier. Alright, once again it's turned red, so that means it's a cut. Alright, so we have to change that to join. Alright, press OK. Awesome, so you got your front wing, right, you got your rear wing. Alright, so now it's starting to look like a car body. Alright, so in the next video we'll learn how to mirror. Alright, so the whole car is almost complete, and then we can do a few other little things to keep improving it. So stay tuned.